Welcome to the bold analysis. William Samoei Ruto may not like what Gathoni Wamuchomba is doing, and she's out on a mission, and Gathoni Wamuchomba is not relenting. Today, the 29th of June, Gathoni Wamuchomba led some protest in Githunguri and complaining about a police station that had actually become a weak link in the fight against illicit brew. And she led the residents of the area in protesting about the negligence, or rather let me say the weak link, the weakness of the police station, because she's allegedly saying that whenever people are arrested in the illicit brew, they're taken in that police station, they're given, they're released, and after maybe parting with some personal fortunes, and they are also, that liquor is also consumed. So she's actually coming out to complain about it. But for me, I took keen interest by the fact that she's one person that can negotiate her way through the ranks. Protest is not something that William Ruto will fancy, especially in the region of Mount Kenya, and it is a region that is already protesting. Have a soundbite here of what exactly transpired in that protest.
Wacheni kushikaza sana. Hatuna vita. Wana polisi wetu mko hapa. Police station ndio mmelinda, sio sisi. Ndio maana mmesimama kwa People's Power. Tunataka nini?
Wananchi wamekosa imani na askari ambao wanafanya kazi hapa. Kwanza kwa sababu kuna wale ambao wanasemekana ni walevi wawili. Hata saa hii ni walevi. Saa hii sijui kama mta manage kuwaona. Na pia hapa imekuwa ni kama ni nyumba ya biashara hapa. Ni kama shokahola. Mtu akishikwa na pombe mbaya pale, unakuja hapa, unatoa hongo, unaenda. Hakuna kesi inapelekwa kotini kutoka kwa hii police station. Bangi imejaa huku. Kama tunafanya hivyo, watoto watasoma. Ndio maana tunasema hii police station ifagiliwe kabisa. Mimi kama mjumbe niko na OCS wengi wako Githunguri, lakini huyu amenilemea.
Hii ofisi ikitumiwa vibaya kudhulumu watoto wetu, kudhulumu watu waduvi, hata mimi nasikia uchungu. Si ndio? Ya mwisho, hii police station tunataka tuwatangazie. This is our office. Hii si ya polisi. Mtu mkishika chang'aa ama pombe mbaya, hii sio koti. Munaletanga pombe mbaya hapa. Yule mtu ameshikwa naye anakuja hapa. Munamkula pesa na munakunywa pombe yake.
Mwenye analalamika angechukua tu hatua kidogo, hata angeingia, labda anasema hana imani na Kidhiga, lakini akuje aandikishe ripoti yake ndio tupate kiini ama step ya kuinvestigate. Sheria zote za nchi za Kenya ni namna hiyo. Kama kuna complaint yoyote, na kama alikuja jana, achukue utaratibu. Kesho, sababu labda leo, kesho ama leo, aende kwa polisi, na wale washahidi wake wote tuandikishie statement. Na kama OCS ako na tuko na vitengo kadhaa vya uchunguzi ambayo inachunguza complaint ya polisi. Kama unaona polisi kuendeshi mzuri, tuko na kitengo cha IPOA, na hiyo ni uko na nafasi ya kuchunguza.
The fact that Gathoni Wamuchomba is organized the protest, and let me tell you, the protests are never spontaneous. They are normally organized with some key political objectives. We're going to look at these objectives, why that protest. But I think if you look at the latest political reorientation of Githunguri Member of Parliament, I understand that protest was in some place called Githiga. The producer is whispering that to me. There is a place called Githiga. It is very clear that she is brave and bold to go against the grain. Many would expect that, being that she's a member of UDA and even very close to the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, she would have placed a call to the DP and even to Kindiki and just tell them about the complacency of that police station and action should be taken. But irrespective of that, she has decided that it's going to be with the people. What is coming out of this clearly is that she's not going to talk with the people at the top, and she is taking it head on. It is something that I can surely tell you that William Ruto did not expect. Thank you very much for supporting this podcast, and kindly continue subscribing. Those are reaching out about Sarah, I will give more update on Monday, kindly. So I know the fonts are just overwhelming, but I will. That's why I've not been around and do 1 or 2 videos, but we'll pick up. Guys, the Githunguri Member of Parliament protest is exposing Rigathi Gachagua efforts on fight against illicit brew, as is simply saying that the police is the weak link. I remember the latest engagements of the DP in Mount Kenya have been centered around coffee, tea, subsector reforms, then the illicit brew, fight against illicit brew. And my position was very clear that this thing is being handled as if the problem is about reducing the availability of the liquor. But that the problem is more complex because the police, and Rigathi Gachagua being a man that grew through the ranks of the civil service, he knows very well about the police engagement. The police have been really put in a very critical position as the people that are supposed to help in this fight. But remember, the illicit brew is an enterprise. It is a multi-dollar enterprise where people are getting a lot of money. It is going to be very difficult, especially in Mount Kenya, to fight illicit brew and anchor your hope on the police that are underpaid. You know, it's true. If he can get a third of his salary from these other illicit transactions, do you want to tell me that clearly he is going to fight that battle? If person is taken to court, that person is not going to pay fine and be released. And the next day, the police that arrested that person, someone else, the person will tell you, you know, my OCS or my boss has already given me a note. So that's why I said the problem is behavioral. And I remember when I interviewed a gentleman here from Nyeri, he told me that the illicit brew problem, and that is what maybe we are hiding, is about jobs. People don't have, the young people don't have jobs, so they are a bit of they don't have jobs, so they are hopeless. So a bit of going to the liquor, you know, it's not a lot. It's 200, 100. You know, kipata kazi mchanga hapa peleke hivi and kunywe. So it's more of an income problem, and it's complex. So one person, and that is what that process is showing. When Gathoni Muchomba came out and decided, you know what, I'm going to attack that police station on this, the whole matter can be seen as trying to maybe figure out for what that police station is doing. But the truth of the matter here is that it's telling Rigathi that what you are doing in Mount Kenya is an exercise in futility, because the security officers are not really fully behind it. Number two, Githunguri Member of Parliament Gathoni Wamuchomba is whipping the residents around her. Some communicators will tell you that a leader, political strategist will tell you that for a leader, the best way to lead is to be in contact with the people. Even if you have projects, you are doing so many projects, and you're a leader who is somewhere in the US or in Britain, and you're conducting a lot of grassroots, they are doing a lot of projects. But when someone who has been in that place comes up against you, even without a development record, people will tend to listen more to the person they've been seeing. So what Gathoni Wamuchomba is doing here is she's trying to reduce the gap between her and the constituents. Because I listened to the last speech when President went there, when William Ruto went there with Rigathi Tremble, they said that wabunge wote wamekubali except mbunge mmoja. Wamekubali kwamba wote wapate nyumba except mbunge mmoja. So this been trying, and even as we speak, there is a backroom effort to groom some other lady there in Githunguri so that she can checkmate Gathoni Wamuchomba and probably even make sure that she can snatch that seat from Gathoni Wamuchomba. But what Gathoni is simply doing is she wants the distance between her voters and herself to be very close. And again, it's also a matter of emotion. There is emotional touch on it, because she led them. So one day when things are wrong, she's there. When things are bad, she's there. During the finance bill, she's the one member of parliament that was filmed on camera, talking to the residents, asking them, what do you want me to do? Where do you want me to vote? And her constituents said no to finance bill. I wish many MPs would have done that. I wish many MPs would have done that. They really remained shamefaced because quite a number did not really listen to the voice of their residents. Now, the protest is a sign of resistance. And we've always been saying that one of the biggest headache that William Ruto is going through is a resistance in the mountain. That's something she would not even think about in a dream. The fact that there is a resistance, the fact that there is a precedent being set that whenever things are wrong and the leadership is not listening to us, protest. So I've always been laughing at this narrative. When a leader goes and says that it's only people from ODM supporters who are protesting. It's only people from Western Nyanza and those areas that are protesting. Do you know that every single day there is a protest in Mount Kenya? Every single day. If it is not about our land being snatched, it is about water, it is about a road, or it is about alcohol blow, it is about coffee. By the way, let me tell you, in Mount Kenya is a region where people are protesting more than any other country. But because politicians have mastered the art of lying, they will come and lie to the public that, you know what, it's Raila Odinga supporters that are protesting. The only difference is what people are protesting about. That's the truth. But every single day, the mountain is protesting. Now, the fact that in Githunguri, that seems to be the way, she's setting the pace. Now, quite a number of MPs who might feel disgruntled with the UDA administration, but actually also go against the grain and moving that. And in this, she's clearly saying, I am not backtracking, I'm on a mission, and I will remain with the people. I think her conscience is very clear. For those who have been doubting, her conscience is very clear. You need to remember, this is not the first time that Gathoni Wamuchomba is coming in the limelight, especially the illicit Brew fight. Because when she was working, I think, in the radio, at one point, there was a Kikuyu station she used to work for. And she joined, I think she said something about it. And to some extent, she was even arrested. And the Mount Kenya region, people descended on her until it took personal intervention of Uhuru Kenyatta for her to be released. So she's been in the front line fighting for it. And I am seeing a possibility that the way she's taking it, she might actually take it over from Rigathi Tremble. In the sense that, Rigathi had made the conferences and talked to the police and the MCAs and so, and then left. But then here is a person who is now going after it. And if the whole matter is very emotive, then one thing she might take credit for is that. So ladies and gentlemen, that is my take. Let's meet in the next podcast, and thank you very much for supporting this channel.